Hey folks, today we're going to be taking a look at one of the smallest transformable figures in my collection. So sit back and relax, and let's get right into it. Hey guys, I'm here from Transformers and Video Games, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but I'm back with another one of my collectibles. Today we're going to be taking a look at a third-party world's smallest homage to G1 Seaspray. This figure is under 2 inches tall and boasts 4 points of articulation, just like the full-sized official G1 original, and it has an extremely limited production run of only 22 figures. According to the seller's description, these custom figures are hand-assembled, and every part used to make them is 3D printed in color, so there's never any concern about paint chipping or scratches. This figure was produced by Ninjahandz, who also brought us the absolutely amazing WST homage to G1 Beachcomber back in the summer of 2020. A figure that fits right in with the official WST Transformers figures in my collection. According to Ninjahandz, his homage to Seaspray also scales with the official Takara World's Smallest Transformers line, but I'll be doing some size comparisons of my own in this video to give you a better idea of just how tiny this figure really is. On its own, and even in my hands, it probably looks larger than it really is, but it's not until you see it next to a figure that you're familiar with that you get a proper idea of scale. Here's a front view next to G1 Seaspray. The Ninjahandz version looks to be a little under half the height of the original. The black visor on the face hasn't been painted, which is completely understandable, but for collectors who'd prefer a G1 accurate visor, I think it'd be easy enough for anyone to do with a small paintbrush, a steady hand, and a little bit of confidence. Aside from the stickers on the sides of the chest section and the missing heat-activated rub sign, the Ninjahandz version is an amazingly accurate, albeit tiny, representation of the original. From the side view, we see the huge feet, which gives both versions excellent stability. The arms on the Ninjahandz version are attached to the figure by way of a small screw in each shoulder, which also facilitates movement, whereas this appears to have been accomplished with a mushroom joint on the original. The appearance of the screws doesn't bother me in the least, but I suppose they would be easy enough to paint if you wanted to make them appear less noticeable. The backsides of both figures are really clean. The G1 original has 2 plastic wheels connected by a metal pin, but not surprisingly, the Ninjahandz version has omitted this particular feature. Realistically, it just wouldn't be practical to try and implement on a figure of this size. Speaking of figures of this size, here's a quick comparison next to the Ninjahandz version of WST Beachcomber. Not only do both figures look fantastic together, but they actually scale really well with one another in robot mode. Both figures are really quite detailed, but it shows up much better on camera for Beachcomber, especially in the chest section due to the darker colored plastic that was used, but make no mistake, Seaspray is also very detailed. Here they are next to their vintage G1 counterparts. You can see that the plastic colors that were used look a little bit different between the 2 sizes, which I had initially thought was perhaps due to Ninjahandz going for more of an anime-accurate appearance, but he had informed me last year after I reviewed his version of WST Beachcomber that it was due to the restricted palette of colors that's available for this particular type of plastic. Most collectors who are even casually familiar with WST Transformers have seen or maybe even owned Takara's official World's Smallest Transformers version of Optimus Prime. The figure is literally smaller than your thumb. Well, in the interest of keeping things as close to scale as possible, the Ninjahandz mini-bots are a little over half the size of WST Optimus Prime, which is very G1 accurate and truly remarkable for fully transformable figures of this size. I was having some challenges recording the transformation sequence for this video because my camera kept focusing in on my fingers, but I think I finally managed to pull it off. Start off by rotating the arms so they're in a vertical position along the sides of the body in robot mode. Rotate the head and propeller section 90 degrees to form the back end of the hovercraft. Rotate the foot section 90 degrees, then collapse the lower legs into the front end of the hovercraft, and that's it for the transformation. It's exactly like the original G1 version of the figure. Here's a quick 360-degree rotation of the figure in alt mode. If you're enjoying the video so far, why not take a moment and go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps my channel out, and it also helps the video get traction on the platform. Also, let me know in the comments section if you'd be on board with someday getting a full set of official WST G1 mini-bots to add to your collection. I'll tell you right now, if that ever happens, I'm definitely in. In the meantime, let me know which G1 mini-bot you'd like to see get the Ninjahandz custom WST treatment next. From this particular angle, you get a better view of some of the detail in Hovercraft Mode. Ninjahandz has actually replicated all of the little molded windows and cabin details around the outside of the upper control deck. And here it is next to G1 Seaspray. As you can see, there's a space towards the front end of the vehicle where you can put a little heat-activated Autobot rub sign just like the original. I have a tiny set that I bought from Toy Hacks years ago back when they were still called Reaper labels, so I'm definitely going to stick one of them here to make it look more G1 accurate. Here's a look at the underside of both figures. In case you're wondering, I intentionally haven't pushed the WST version together completely, so there's a small gap in the middle. I've done this because Ninjahandz has been pretty open about the fact that there could be tolerance issues from figure to figure, since they are handmade, so I didn't want to risk breaking anything just to put this review out there. On the back, there are two little propellers on the WST version, just like on the original, but they understandably don't spin like they do on the full-sized version. I was surprised to see that the horizontal lines on what would be the back of his head and the little vertical molded lines on the white section are also both present on the Ninjahandz version. Here's a quick size comparison next to WST Beachcomber. I absolutely love the way these two look together. Several years ago, Takara Tomy actually produced a number of official WST-sized Kabaya model kits, including the G1 Seaspray, Powermaster Optimus Prime, and G1 Fortress Maximus. These were simple, do-it-yourself, snap-together figures that I think would work really well for nearly the entire line of G1 mini-bots. To me, not doing this seems like a real missed opportunity for Takara Tomy. Here's how they scale with the front cab of the official World's Smallest Transformers version of Optimus Prime. And here's how they look with WST Optimus Prime with his trailer attached. I think the Ninjahandz mini-bots fit right in with the official line of WST Transformers. Okay guys, here we are with the figure back in robot mode, and I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. So, does a Ninjahandz custom WST Seaspray belong in your collection? Well, at $40 American, it's not cheap for such a small figure, but keep in mind that it's a handmade, low production run, third-party custom that's very true to the full-size G1 version of the figure. In my opinion, if you have the means and you love WST G1 style figures like I do, then these Ninjahandz WST figures are definitely worth considering. It's a little bit late for me to recommend this particular figure, since I'm pretty sure that all 22 of them would have been sold by now, but it's definitely worth checking out some of his newer customs to see if they're of any interest to you. One thing that I should point out here is that Ninjahandz has always been very clear that these figures are fragile, they may have tolerance issues, and they're meant mainly for display or for very light play. So just keep that in mind if you're considering adding one of these very cool figures to your collection. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care.